Well, this is a mess. And very expensive, but welcome to my garage, where today I'm doing something for science. So, right here, I have all of the various intakes that you can have on your car in my garage. So, we got a tunnel ram, we got the performance intake, we got the 6 barrel, we got the blower, we got the low profile blower, we got quad carbs, we got I guess a different version of the triple carbs with velocity stacks, and then we got the EFI. And in here, there's a bunch of spare parts and stuff and headers, and I'm gonna basically give you guys real results in the game here of what intake manifold gives you power, how much power it's going to give you, and what kind of carb to put on it and everything like that. Where a carb is, has a performance effect. Now, a lot of these mods are available on the Nexus. You may see some stuff that might not be out yet, but to give you details on this car here, this is the stock 5.6 liter V8. It is a junkyard engine that whatever was missing I built up, and I fixed whatever internally was wrong. So we have a failure point. But other than that, it is stock block. We're going to be testing out these intake manifolds. I'm not going to be doing internals. I'm not going to be doing cams. I'm not going to be doing any type of that stuff because that's going to be a lot of work to replace out of the dyno. Yes, because there's a dyno in the game, at least in the test version right now. So you're getting real numbers from the 5.6, from the base engine to the base manifold with a performance carb and stuff like that. And also, if you have Banana's extra parts, there's the 550 CFM, and then you got the 800 CFM carbs. Something that I have learned recently, those carbs are not as good as I think they're led on to be. And we're going to fuck around with that. Now, of course, it was done on an i6. It wasn't done on a V8, so we'll see if a bigger carb will give a bigger engine more power. I'd assume in real life, bigger carb, more air, more fuel, it's going to give a bigger engine more power. But seems like the performance carb is still the top one in this, so we'll see here. So I'm going to sleep, load up the wagon here. Why I chose to do this is because I just don't have a wagon yet, and probably over time you're going to see me basically build up this engine and figure out what parts make what kind of power with that engine combo. So, yeah. In my personal opinion, I can already tell you that the blower is probably going to make the most power here, but I've been surprised with just an all-motor blower combo. Honestly, to be honest with you guys, I think one of the ITBs are going to, or the ITBs are the fucking velocity stack triple carb is going to make more power. I don't think the EFI is going to do shit, especially I have a 2.5 chip in there at the moment. Am I able to remove these? No. Well, there's a 2.5 chip in there, so that's basically the EFI making max power. Am I going to do a different chip? I may. We'll see. I can probably buy one when I get out there. But, yeah, I'm going to load up, head out to the dyno, and we'll get started with our intake shootout. Of course, of all things that I forget to bring with me is the wrench. So, we're out here in the town. You know, it would have been more convenient to just keep buying the parts from the performance shop, right? Because they're all laid out here and they're all cheaper. At least I got replacement parts, but of course, the one thing that I'm going to need the most, forget the brain.
Cheapest performance parts in town.
That scared the absolute shit out of me. But we have the wagon set up on the dyno. I got to pay for the session. Hopefully I can do this all for $100. I don't want to pay for each goddamn manifold test. But this is for science, so I will pay for it if I need to. But I got everything lined up here. We're going to go and kind of a particular order here. I also have these cast manifolds. These are a part of the mod as well. I think we're going to just try them with the base manifold and see if these lose or pick up power. I have a velocity stack instead of the air filter, and then I have a couple different carb types that we can test here with the performance carb. So I got the 350, I got a 550, I got a 600, and I got an 800. Figured 4 carbs is probably plenty to know the ranges of how much power each carb is going to pick you up. But I think these are going to be more useful for you downing your power instead of having a performance carb all the time. Also, we're probably going to be stealing parts off of this pretty consistently too, because I think this is the only performance carb I brought with me. So yeah, there'll be that going on as well. But I have everything that I basically need to do this. Tunnel RAM, we got velocity stacks, I got all the blower components that we need, I got all these components, and I have all the components that I need for the EFI system. So the first test is going to be basically the engine bone stock, because we need a base. Ooh. $31,000 for a rally car? $454 horsepower. Fucking doubt that. Alright, so dyno session. Please let me do this all for $100. Don't like kick the car off at some point. Alright, we are tied down. Let's give this a shot. Let's hope we also don't run out of gas while here. Alright. I'll do this in 4th gear. By the way, it is a 4-speed transmission, and I'm pretty sure, if we want to get technical about it, it's got the stock 3.8 in it, so there you go. Alright. How much power does the stock 5.6 make? Yep, 240 horsepower. Oh, that was... Oh, yeah, that had the e-brake on the entire time. Shit. Probably just smoked that. Alright. Also, put this down. If I have electric windows, I'm going to use them. Alright. Honestly, respectable. Stock V8 does 240. I mean, that's pretty respectable. I'm not sure what this engine is based off of. I would like to say maybe like a 383. But, yeah. Alright. So, since we have that test out of the way, we'll pull the filter off. Pull this off. And let's try the velocity stack. Fuck it. Oh, you know what? We should have did the test with the headers. Alright. Just notes. Yeah, so stock 240 horsepower. Yeah, not bad, honestly. Okay. Let's see. So does pulling the air filter off and throwing a velocity stack on make more power? Nope. You make no more power with the velocity stack off. Somehow I hit the stop record button. I don't know, but I just checked. I didn't miss anything. Velocity stack made no gain. Also, that deleted itself. No gain. Alright. So, I got the performance carb on there. Let's see what that does, and then after that, we can give the headers a try. Let's see what we get. Wow, so the performance air filter makes no power. It's right next to my enter key. That's what I'm going to keep doing this whole video. Damn. I'm actually a little saddened by that. That's actually, yeah, that's tough. All right, so the heads are gonna kind of be a pain in the ass to do here. Oh Jesus, yeah. Yeah, can I just leave these under the car without having to go crazy about this? Oh, don't hop in. Alright. It's not unstrapping the car. Alright, so these kind of look like performance headers. I won't lie. So that's why I'm kind of curious if the log manifolds either reduce or gain power. I don't think they're going to do anything. Also, I should probably update my notes. Come on, get it. There we go. These are probably going to come right off after this, because I'm assuming, my guess is that these are going to lose power. If I can even fucking see all the bolts. There we go. Let's bolt the exhaust on. All right. Performance, or well, log headers. Let's see. Yeah, the log manifolds, they don't do shit to your power. They are purely cosmetic. Well, that's good, in a way, because that actually leaves these useful. Honestly, they can stay on. So, to update the notes here. Performance, air. No gain. Oh, eh. And then, yeah, headers are just kind of for fun. Is that going to stay? Yeah. So performance air filter, you get no gain in your log manifolds. Man. Okay, this shit's going to stay off. I ain't putting any of this back on. So to prove a point, we're making 240 with that carb. Let's pull this off. I'm going to put everything back on that. Ooh, I do not like that sound. Stop fucking unbolting. Oh, no. Well, I got them, so. Yeah, we'll put the stock shit back on, but let's pull this carb off. And let's put on the 350. Because I'm assuming this will lose power. Because at least from going back and reading some of the messages on the carburetors when this update for Banana's extra parts came out, I think he guessed that the base, like, vanilla carb is around, like, the 500 CFM. I guess we're about to find out. If not, maybe it's like 400. So the 350 should technically make less power. $40 less horsepower. Wow. It struggled too. That's okay. So we have gotten somewhere. So the 350 CFM, or the 300 CFM makes less power. And that makes, what, 200? Yeah, 200 on the dot. Okay. What's the one we got here? The 550, the 600. So so if Banana guesses that the 500 is around the base carb, then let's assume that the 550 makes, since it's only like an extra 50 CFM, maybe it makes, I don't know, an extra 50 horsepower. Oh, I didn't even put the... just make sure I'm getting these bolts. As I say it, as I blindly undo one. Motherfucker. Why do I feel like that was the distributor cap? Oh, I see it. Yep, okay. Good. Alright, 550. Let's see. So if the 500 is like the base, yeah. Instead of 240, maybe we'll make like 260. That's my guess. $252. All right, so I would say that's probably a pretty good guess that like the 450 to 500 is probably around what the base carburetor in the game kind of makes. All right, so actual damn results, that's not bad. It makes 253, yeah. All right, so next up is the 600 CFM. This is going to be a lot of pulling this fucking carb off. Oh, God. What have I gotten myself into? But it's science. At least this is me figuring out how to build better drag engines, because I don't know how the hell some of these fuckers are making 1800 horsepower. With a blower. Because apparently the fuel injection is better from what is claimed, at least from what I've read around on the Discord servers. Alright, 600 CFM, let's see. Keep hitting the stop record button. So 264. All right. So if we look at this math-wise, so what is that? 264. So the base carb makes around 240 horsepower. You gain an extra 12 horsepower with the 550. And then like an extra 11 horsepower with the 600 CFM. So like around the 11 to 12 horsepower gain based on the carb size. Now there's a 300 CFM, there's a 350, a 400, and a 450. So I would say the smaller the carb, the more it hates it. But honestly, it's probably going to be good to maybe one day get the Barger out with the inline six to see if that really holds up true with engine size. Not sure if engine size matters, but we'll see. Well, I assume the different engines that this pack comes with probably, yes, makes different horsepower, but not sure if CFM is really simulated as well as I think here. All right, and now the 800 CFM. Let's see. $307 horsepower. Holy shit, that actually makes a pretty damn good gain. Okay. So that's actually a pretty damn good gain on the top carb. I don't think there's an 850, but yeah. So next up, so the performance carb, this is going to be the one that's this is going to be the one that's going to make the most power. If this stays true to what I saw with the Barger when testing out carburetors, or at least changing out carbs to see if I can make more power, I gained a shit ton of power with a performance carb. But I mean, not terrible, not terrible. So I hope everything is like fine and dandy up here. Am I losing coolant? Nope. Okay, car is keeping itself together. How am I doing on gas? That's a very... Ah, we're good. We're good. All right. 307. My guess is 350. All right, so not much of a gain, actually. I thought... I gained way more power with that inline six. Weird. All right. So look at this mathematically with the carbs, because this has been... So when you're building your V8, you're going to want the 800 CFM to the performance carb. If you're trying to do something tame with your V8, you're going to want like the 550 to 600 realm. And if you're trying to lose power, you're going to want less horsepower. Or you're going to want to use the 300 to 450 in there. So there you go with your carburetors. So Banana's carb is not as terrible as I expected to be. It's only an extra 12 horsepower with the performance carb. So that probably makes the performance carb like an 850 CFM from what we've given the gain, or from what we've seen with the gains here. So not bad. Alright, so next up we're going to do the performance intake with the stock carb and stock air filter. And then we'll switch over to a performance. So I'll be right back. Alright, the performance intake is on. We are at 312 right now. Let's see how much better that gets. Remember, this is stock carb, stock air filter. Wow. Okay. So that is an interesting one there. So that made no performance gain. That is interesting. Okay, so in order to make sure that this is as accurate as we can go, we're not doing all the carburetors again. We're just going to throw on the performance carb, the performance intake, and we're going to go from there. Because I'm not swapping 9 million fucking carburetors onto the motor again. No way. Not doing that. So, this is technically like, I'm pretty sure, at least for the base game parts, this is the intended, this is the intended setup with this carburetor. So I'd like to assume that it's like this for a reason. Will we actually get gain? I'm not sure, but kind of hoping so, because then this performance intake literally does nothing for your car. It just feels faster rather than goes faster. Well, until we get to the rest of these. All right, and maybe we'll try the velocity stack too. Let's see here. All right, performance. Does it go up? Huh. Okay. So the performance carb is the only thing that adds horsepower here. So That's an interesting one. So only the carburetor is what's giving you a horsepower gain. That is wild, actually. Honestly, I'm not surprised. I feel like this has always been a looks system from the beginning. But if you're looking to make more power with your car, definitely ain't through this intake. Alright, so the 6-puck, 6-puck, or the 6-pack setup. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, before the supercharger was added, this carburetor setup on this engine made the most horsepower. I'm walking over the performance carb. Plus, I'm going to be switching the thermostat housings out. All right. Will this be the glorious 350 horsepower I'm hoping for? 360, all right. There we go. I feel like I'm actually doing a really good job in going in order of power. Notes, so... Oops. 360 horsepower. Respectable. Alright, now here comes the one that's probably going to hurt me. The tunnel ram. I want this to make horsepower so damn badly. I hope it doesn't lose. I really hope it doesn't lose. Or I'm going to be very sad. Because honestly, the tunnel ram might stay on this engine. Because the tunnel ram looks cool. It comes out the hood. Even though I don't have a cut hood. I think the Mercedes mod adds a fucking cut hood for this thing. I hope so, because I kind of want a cut hood so I can have my tunnel ram stick through. Alright, tunnel ram, please make horsepower. Make David Freiberger proud. That's the oh. 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 Okay, that's about right. I mean, there's hope. There is hope. There is hope. Let's take the filter off. Put the velocity stacks on. And hope. I don't have much hope, but it's gonna get me by. How do I take this fucking thing off? Am I like just at like the perfect level to where I can't see a bolt? Oh. There we go. These stick through? Yeah, pretty bad. Alright, make 360, please. I'll be happy if the no stacks make 350. Alright, and no gain. Oh, the tunnel rim is purely just a performance intake. That makes me sad. Alright, the velocity stacks, or the ITBs. Yes, that's what this is. Don't mind the miscoloring here. This was a blower intake that I have just had sitting around. So, honestly, ITBs on the Firebird for the next episode. Tempting, tempting, tempting. Put my sadness over here. All right, ITBs. I'm gonna say these are gonna make power. If they don't, I'm gonna be pretty disappointed with the performance parts mod. They lose power? Holy shit. So it makes like a 650 to like 700 CFM like horsepower with the ITB. What? Oh, that's depressing as hell. Alright, what about the 6-pack ITBs here? Will they make more? My assumption is no. How's coolant doing? Probably ain't losing any, honestly. Oh, next up we're getting up to the big work. The big work intakes. Alright. Number to beat is 360. Please be around 360 with these. Nah, it's basically a performance. So those are basically the performance version of those or those. Actually, no, they gain nothing on top of the. And a 6-pack. These make less power than the 6-pack when they're technically the same thing? Wow. Alright then. Well. So what? This is, Trip. Carb. 312. Damn. Alright. It's time for the ones that require the most work. The blowers. So I'll cut, swap on the big old blower, then we'll try the mini one. Then we're on to the EFI, where we may get technical. Maybe, depending how I feel. Superchargers. 360 is the number to beat. And I unfortunately think this is still going to make more power than the blower. I'm thinking the blower is going to make 350 because I have a 350 with a blower on it, all stock, maybe like a street cam in it and stuff too. And that only makes like 350. I am on the side of this blower ain't going to make any fucking power. That starter's starting to sound weak, I won't lie. Ooh, I'm not sitting. Oh, hell fucking yeah. 432 horsepower out of the supercharger. Yes. That is what I want to see. So 423 horsepower. Now, we're just going to do a blower. Ooh. We're just going to do a blower with the filter on. I'm not sure if this is just actually a modded item or you can get away with that. Can you actually get away with just having the filter on? Actually seems like it. Okay. Interesting. No gain, right? Yeah, no gain at all. Just to be thorough. Because it's legitimately one bolt. I don't mind. So I'm pretty sure, isn't there... Pinwheel. Oh yeah, and the no filter scoop. Honestly, I feel like the no filter scoop will work. That may make it more power. Alright. Yep, no gain. No gain. Let's do the scoop, because I want to be thorough, because it's the supercharger. I mean, I love superchargers. Honestly, like, for the next blower, we won't need to do these tests, because I don't feel like there's a difference between the smaller or the bigger blowers. What this, I think, honestly, like, the only purpose of these items here are for appearance. I don't think they're for performance gains, so... Yeah, no gain whatsoever. So... Alright, then... The low blower is next. So, I'll get that thrown on here, and we'll be right back. Alright, low profile. Let's see. More or less power? It don't have a belt. I guess that goes to show that the blower actually reduces your power without the belt. That's... Well, that's good to know. Probably could have just destroyed the entire engine there, to be honest. It actually makes less horsepower. Well, that was 372? 374 horsepower. Well, goddamn. That is actually fucking surprising. Holy shit. Yeah, we're not going to do any of the other stuff. Oh, we are... Let's do EFI over here. Damn. All right. Well, the last intake is the one that I have felt is the most controversial one to me because this is not worth the hassle to put together and make power on if you can just slap a supercharger on your engine. And honestly, it seems like the base game blower is the way to go for making horsepower. Honestly, good to know with my with one of my drag cars to make more. So that is surprising to know. Honestly, like I don't know if someone has gone and done this in the game or people have done this on their own accord. I haven't seen anything like this for my garage. And also, I'm kind of doing this the roadkill way because I mean, wagon with a V8 in it. These are supposed to have a diesel, so yeah. All right, I'm gonna pop all the parts off that we don't need for the EFI test here, which is a shit ton of work. So I'll be right back. All right, so for the EFI test, honestly, to be lazy, I just threw the velocity stack on it. So I don't think it'll matter that much. And let's see, does the EFI with the max chip make the most horsepower out of all the intakes? I didn't put the fuel line back on, didn't I? Nope. Always forget that. Now it'll start, I hope. Hmm. Huh? What? It don't start? Why don't it start? I got the block off plate. I got the fuel filter. Is it the velocity stack? Is it not like that? What the fuck? um, I mean, unless the game like actually cares about the blower pulley, like I'm not sure. Does the game like actually care about like having the correct pulley when you have a different intake? Uh-oh. Hmm. Well, let's run up. Is it open? Probably not. Hey, oh, the spare parts guy is open, I think. Let's see if he has. Oh boy, this is gonna be our only saving grace. I don't think he's open. Oh, he's at the car.
If anybody asked, these weren't stolen. They were just borrowed on an extended basis.
Oh, he's open. We'll save this. What am I missing for the EFI system? EFI fuel hose. ECU bracket, ECU, EFI fuel pump, left, right. The chip is in there. EFI injector, intake, throttle body, block off plate. That's exactly what I have. What am I actually missing for the EFI? You're not open, right? Yeah, you're closed. Fuck. Well, this is a problem. Well, let's go through this trouble, I guess. If it's falling off, it's falling off. I don't get it. Like, what is different? I've set up EFI on a vehicle before in this game, and it's worked. Is it the intake? Or the air filter? Oh, don't even fucking tell me my starter went bad and that's what's wrong. No, the starter's good. Oh. We have been roadkilled. The crank is bad. Shit. Is this actually the case of the crank is bad and it's not going to start? I think so. Fuck. Well, really quick, let's make sure. Oh, I gotta tear so much apart. I gotta take the fuel line back off. I gotta put the fuel pump back on. Take it off. Come on. It would figure, because when I rebuilt this engine, I only fixed what was broken internally, and the crank was good. So, some of the pistons got replaced. Other than that, the bottom end is as it came from the junkyard. Why did I actually think of doing this as a fucking fail point for this video to get a junkyard block. Oh, shit. Is that bolt not down? It doesn't look like it. I've had stuff run with a bad crank, though. What? And the EFI won't... What? I am actually fucking confused. Alright, there's only one thing that I can think of here, and that is... I gotta take the card off the dyno. I should screenshot this before I save. I'm gonna put everything back on. I'm gonna save the game and come back and see if it works. Alright, moment of truth. Weird. Alright, well, that engine's unlimited life, and... I am concerned. So, let's get this the fuck over with real quick. $360 horsepower. Alright, turn it the fuck off. I don't even care to switch the carb. So, hey, we still have it. Alright, so 360 horsepower. So, there's your numbers. And you've seen me do all the work pretty much on camera. So there's no fucking around, there's no, like, smoke and mirrors here. It's not different carbs or anything, so this isn't talking out of my hat. Well, I'm stuck in the maintenance center. I didn't actually know they closed. Well, now you know. They close at 2000. Well, I guess while we're here. Because I plan to keep this car. Maybe this will be the science car every time. Let's do a quick little headlight check and take advantage of this. Fuck. Ah. It's got some working lights. All right, let's solve this problem real quick. All right, I'm assuming they open at 8 o'clock. All right, we spent an entire fucking day here. Holy shit. So, yeah, those are your power numbers there. It's honestly surprising that the blower makes the most horsepower. I thought EFI was going to do it, but yeah, I kind of figured. It's blower, it's a fully built motor that you need to do to make the power that you need to probably go fast. Even though, so far the only good handling drag car that I've made is an inline six, so I'm working on the V8. Don't put the velocity stack on anything. So there you go. There's all your power numbers. I'll leave them in the description so they're easy to get to whenever you're looking to. But yeah, I'm gonna pack up. I'm gonna head back to the garage and yeah, so just to talk about my garage a little bit, I'm not going to do these often. I think these are going to basically take the place of roadkill projects on the weekends, because honestly, like, I haven't really enjoyed BeamNG as of recently or doing roadkill videos, because honestly, I'm not even sure. Like, I like it when I do the occasional video every month, it keeps it fresh, but BeamNG hasn't added a lot towards things that I want to do in the game. It's been mostly, why did it let me put 2 scoops on? It hasn't really given me, you know, more to go off of other than off-roading. The gambler stuff is cool and everything, but the reality, like, I want drag racing. I want dynamic tire thermals in Beam. And honestly, I have enjoyed playing my garage a lot more because it is more roadkill than Beam ever will be. But BeamNG, there's not many people who do something like I do on that. Where it's not even really a mod showcase. It's more or less you're getting the personality of a vehicle. And yeah, the vehicles that I have in this game have personality too, but not like Beam, because they all have a story. They all have had motors in them. And, well, yeah. Now the story of this one is this was a test car, and it's probably gonna remain a test car because the crank is bad. I don't know if any pistons are bad, but yeah, crank is bad. So this thing is gonna blow up eventually. But yeah, so these will probably be occasional or occasionally out. I got kind of 2 episodes in mind right now. This is the first one. The other one I'm going to be doing a shootout with 2 different Firebirds, so you'll see that coming up next. So yeah, hopefully you have enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Now let's see if this can do a burnout before we leave. Something on the suspension just blew. Yeah, it's not sitting evenly anymore. Ah, fuck. I can't tell what's new because I never really went through. Oh, yeah, it's a blown shock. Alright, that's definitely new. Yep. Okay, I'm heading back. Hopefully you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.